Good morning. It is Monday, April 3rd, and that means, well, two things. First off, there's probably some residual April Fool's Day going around, so just watch out when you click. And it's time for the lighting industry news brief brought to you by KeystoneTech.com, and we are talking about their DMX wall washers. That's right, DMX protocol on a Bluetooth connection. You can daisy chain 40 of these fixtures together with quick, easy programming. Control is through their SmartLink app. That's RGBW Lite on a SmartLoop system. It's great. That's KeystoneTech.com. Link in the description. Link in the description. One of those mornings. We have a presidential visit at Wolf Speed. This semiconductor factory was visited as part of promotion for the ongoing effects of the CHIPS Act. Energy Star has released their timeline for ending most lighting rules, while also adding a downlight category. Recessed lighting and retrofit kits for the same have new rules. Other lighting requirements will end December of 2024 as part of the DOE's GSL rules coming into effect. Fans, ceiling fans, that have lighting only have to certify the fan part as of August of this year. Make sense? Great. Good. The supply chain is stabilizing. Freight volume was closer to normal last quarter. The DOE is making room for $108 billion worth of energy codes, new funds for conservation rule adoptions. The U.S. Energy Information Administration is optimistic about 2050 because they've got new projects for carbon reduction. Rockwell has bought 9 companies recently, 2 of which they announced at the NAED conference. Republican Techie were bought. NEMA has mapped energy transition. They have a new interactive map for energy and microgrids. Applied UV has expanded its partnership with Canon. This is for financing UV projects. Dialight sales have jumped 29%. That's full year. The DOJ is funding new school security initiatives. These are for locks, alarms, social programs, and lighting. I'm pretty sure schools need security during the day, but there we go. Chinese manufacturing is still slow, even as zero COVID policies ended in January. Saskatchewan is seeking new funding for the minerals sector with options for new tax credits and grants for rare earth extraction. Copper supplies are low and probably won't reach demand for electrification. Ain't that nifty? TCP has entered the UV air purification market with new downlights and panels that promise to improve air quality. Alibaba, online retailer, will actually split into 6 separate smaller online retailers. Acuity shares are up 10%. This is after a good quarterly report and an announcement of a quarterly dividend. Energy Focus has released their quarterly earning call with a plan to focus on returning to profitability. Greenland has made daylight saving time permanent. UL is expanding its UK labs for wireless and EMC testing. Edison Report has issued their Lifetime Achievement Awards, 10 recipients at the 8th annual presentation. Tridonic has a new website. It looks new. It has an eShop. In sports news, yes, we have a sports section for real now. We have new LED lighting at 3 Major League ballparks. That's the American Baseball League. Dodger Stadium, Wrigley Field, and Fenway are all showing off their new tech. Joining them is Wellington, New Zealand's Sky Stadium, which flips its use between rugby and football. And they've got 6,200 LEDs to show off. In legal news, the appeals board has upheld DMF versus Elko. No appeal on those patent claims. Forrest versus Ledvance will be going to a jury trial over poor-performing T5s. And the City of Cincinnati versus FOU's case has come to a close. Lighting restrictions, lighting ordinances, are not a restriction of speech. And Jiaxing has won their appeal against Elliott Electrical Supply. Fines will be determined soon. In Rep Agent updates, Cesco is planning to expand into Arkansas and Louisiana. In events, Hong Kong International Lighting Fair is prepping for a record show with 600 exhibitors planned for April 12th. The IAU Symposium will take place November 13th through 17th. This is a dark sky-focused event in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. We have a new trade show on the horizon, November 14th. It's called NY Control LED, I think. This is hosted by the IES NYC. Let's all just take a moment to ponder the fact that the entire lighting industry is very bad at giving things names. Lightfair introduces Lightneraries. It's an app that creates an itinerary, but they call it Lightneraries because let's all take a moment to reflect on the fact that this industry is very bad at naming things. The BC Electrical Association will be holding a Thrive Summit for women in the industry on April 20th. In IoT news, Amazon is opening up the Sidewalk network for third-party developers. Philips Hue is delaying support for Matter. No word on how long that delay is. China has 1.84 billion IoT connections as of the end of last year, and that will double over the next 7 years. Cyber attacks focus mainly on manufacturing, and data breaches are becoming more common. Sell your antivirus software programs while you can. Wirepass is joining the CSA, and the University of Management and Technology in Lahore has confirmed that the Internet of Things is a thing that is here to stay. This is not a great paper, I must say. In market predictions, semiconductor bonding will grow by 3%. In R&D, there is a Chinese firm, Huawei. They have teamed up with an auto manufacturer to determine whether or not changing the color of the interior of your car will end road rage. Best of luck to them. Poor lighting has been linked with low productivity, mostly related to fatigue, eye strain, and headaches. 100% e-waste recycling would be worth $2.8 billion. There are not quite 80 million pounds of metal in them that are landfills. Maybe that's where all the copper's hiding. Maybe that's where all the copper we need is hiding. In dark sky news, low-intensity blue light damages mitochondria in rats. Sleep quality has been linked with fertility. Melatonin can boost your eye health. Light pollution does reduce armyworm populations at the caterpillar stage. We have a recap of Earth Hour. That was on the 25th. Missouri is making moves on migration safety. The Prime Minister of Canada has endorsed FLAP's 30th anniversary in migration safety. We have a new petition on sky quality and access that you can sign. We have Carpinteria City Council observing Dark Sky Week. The IAU is surveying on light pollution programs worldwide. And Virgin Orbit, distributors of tiny satellites that make it hard to see the sky, are cutting their workforce by 85%. Is that a win? Maybe. In recommended reading, all this on nailed.org. Check it out if you care to. We have Dark Skies Are the Best Guys, a video of the NLB's 9th Lighting Forum, a discussion of gallium nitride versus silicon carbide and who will win in the future. We have the future of the electronic supply chain, whether the EU right to repair law changes anything anywhere else, the question of whether we can actually onshore manufacturing. Has IoT failed? Has lighting controls come of age? Two different pieces, but I put them together. Efficiency goes beyond LEDs. What CRE means to the common man. An insider's take on the end of Universal Douglas. What a wall of lava lamps has to do with encryption. Jan Enthoven on rebates that are coming up. And a question of whether it is time to ban fluorescence, as well as the morality of lighting in a dark sky context. Again, nailed.org. Horticultural lighting news, we have Hort 3.0 applications are open for new products, as well as recertifying anything that was under 2.1. Nightshades potatoes, tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, express TCP genes under blue light. So there you go. If you needed to know anything about those plants, we have North Dakota State U showing off hemp-based bioplastics and waiting for the supply chain to catch up with them. LEDs are reducing the incidences of plant diseases in indoor horticulture. This is according to Signify, noting facilities that switched from HPS to LED. Up Vertical Farms has moved into Canada. This is the first hands-free farm in BC. In local news, Salmon Arm BC is adding lighting to parks. Portland is working to restore lampposts that were removed from parks just last week. Irving, Massachusetts is considering solar street lighting. Hawaii Energy is expanding their efficiency program to new businesses. Sydney, Nebraska has won a Project of the Year award for their park lighting. The Illinois Senate has passed a pedestrian safety bill, lighting requirements to change as a result. Albuquerque, New Mexico, are currently baffled by flashing yellow signals, like traffic indicators that are an arrow that flash yellow. Maybe you turn, maybe you're supposed to stop turning. They don't know. The waterfront of Toronto, Ontario debuts a new light show. Vienna, West Virginia City Council is looking to update their lighting ordinances. Waterloo, Iowa, University Avenue has won an engineering award in part for its lighting. And Ontario, the province is funding training spaces in person for the skilled trades. This is related to them ending child labor laws to a certain extent. And international news, the island of St. Lucia is going LED on the streets, and French towns are still working to cut energy costs. In people news, Wang will be rising to the head of Asia operations at WAC. Musa Omehopa will be the new chair of the CSA. Mir COO Jeff Waneka is set to retire. Rainier Early will be the CFO of AMS Osram. Ben Tuminello will serve as the national sales director at Cristorama. And Inside Lighting has an update on a bunch of other March people moves that you can check out at your leisure. And things you can make. Waterproof your own LED strips. Glow scopes for your magnification needs. How to install a picture light without doing any wiring. And a wall of ping pong balls with modular LEDs in them. I'm Scott Wachter. Thank you to Nailed. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you for listening. Enjoy this week and enjoy the music. See ya.